Jimmy Thang from Maximum PC here. I'm here speaking with Min, CEO and President of Razer, is that right?
CEO of Razer.
CEO of Razer, okay. And we're checking out the Razer Blade gaming laptop, the new 14-inch form factor. And Min, can you tell us about the design and specs of the device?
Sure, absolutely. Well, what we've got here is pretty much what we believe to be the world's thinnest gaming laptop. It's pretty much three things. It's insanely thin. It's thinner than a standing dime. It's 0.66 inches thin. And what we've packed inside here, it's an incredible amount of performance. This has got a Core i7 quad-core Intel CPU. It's a Haswell CPU. It's also got a GTX 765M GPU, 8 gigs of RAM. It comes standard with SSD, and it's it runs Crysis 3. It runs all the latest games at incredible frame rates. So essentially, we've designed this specifically for gaming. It's an all-aluminum chassis. It's super thin, and it's got a full-size keyboard. It's fully backlit. What else? It's fully anti-ghosted. We've also got a trackpad that we've optimized just for gaming. You can change the sensitivity. You can change the acceleration on a hardware level. It's got dual stereo speakers. Comes standard with Dolby version 4. What else? And that's pretty much about it.
Can you talk about the design philosophy, because it did evolve from the larger 17.3-inch form factor, right?
Absolutely. So we designed the Razer Blade Pro, the 17.3-inch version.
Which is right over there.
Right over there for hardcore gamers. And it did really well. But we had a couple of gamers on forums and on the community that reached out to us and said they wanted something more portable with a smaller footprint. So we kind of looked at everything from the standard 14-inch gaming laptops today, which tend to be about 1.5 inches thick and weigh up to about 6 or 7 pounds. We looked at that and felt that that wasn't exactly what we wanted to design. And then at the other end of the spectrum, we saw things like the ultra-thin Ultrabooks, the MacBook Airs and stuff like that. We liked the form factor, but the problem is they weren't good enough for gaming. So what we did was to take the best of both ends of the spectrum and kind of put it together. And what we wanted to do is to get something which was super thin, super light, but with the same amount of processing power to drive the latest games at phenomenal frame rates. And that's what we came up with, the Razer Blade.
Right, can you talk about how you guys, this new philosophy of performance per inch, I believe it was?
Absolutely. So the thing that we really focus on, the key metric that we focus on is performance per cubic inch. It's to put it in simpler words, it's how much performance we can reliably engineer into the smallest amount of volumetric space. So what we've got here is pretty much the most powerful laptop in the world by performance per cubic inch.
I see. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's actually really amazing how thin and relatively powerful it is. I'm guessing you were able to get help from the power via Haswell and NVIDIA's new GPU.
We work really closely with Intel. We work really closely with NVIDIA, pretty much on two levels. On one level to really optimize the amount of power and performance for games, and on the other end of the spectrum, really it's all about thermals. So the one thing that we did with the Razer Blade was to really push the limits in terms of thermals engineering. With added performance, with added power, there's always the increase in terms of thermals. It gets hotter. But we took a designer's approach to this, where we looked at pretty much two things: to dissipate the amount of heat as reliably and as efficiently as possible. And on the other side what we did was to kind of do this concept called localized heating, where we pretty much pushed the areas where a gamer would generally touch, whether it's in terms of keyboard or whether it's on the underside of the laptop. When the power goes up, when it's running a game, these are the areas when you touch, it doesn't get hot at all, or it gets a little warm. But the areas that generally you don't touch, would get really hot, and that's the really the head of this. But it's still all within safety specifications. So what we really did was to take a real designer's approach to thermals engineering, getting the designers to really sit down with the thermals engineers and work really closely together to get pretty much the world's thinnest gaming laptop.
And can I bring up another thing? There was a lot of controversy in you comparing yourself to Apple. I know in terms of the PC enthusiasts anyways, readers from our site, they're diehard PC enthusiasts. And I believe you said some glowing things about Apple which some hardcore PC enthusiasts kind of didn't take too kindly to. I think it's a fair compliment myself. But can you talk about the parallels between you and Apple, and what do you think of them, and what do you think about other PC manufacturers? Because I believe you also said that you alluded to the fact that other PC manufacturers don't really care about producing high quality PCs.
Sure. I think Razer has taken a little bit of a different approach to designing PCs, in the sense that we do all the PC design today in-house, whether it's from concept to ME to EE to thermals, etc. Right from the get-go, we really focus on a no-compromise approach to designing it. Now, I think Apple does a great job in terms of designing laptops. I think they do a great job in terms of designing the software. But I think a lot of it stems from what we've seen in terms of the PC industry. It's a growing commoditization. I don't think it's any secret that lots of the PC vendors out there are kind of moving away from the PC. I mean, with what's happening in the industry. Now, we on the other hand, we believe in PC gaming. I mean, that's what Razer is about, I think, from day one. And what we really want to do is to really focus on pushing the limits in terms of design, pushing the limits in terms of engineering, to create what we believe to be, phenomenal machines for PC gamers. So I think Apple does some great things from a design perspective, from an engineering perspective, and they make beautiful machines. For us, however, we take a different approach. Our focus is just on the PC gamer and no one else. I think when we design our laptops like the Razer Blade.
Right. Although you said that the 17-inch Razer Blade is becoming more of a laptop for workstation as well, right?
Well, pretty much the hardcore gamers, they love the 17.3-inch screen. It's got a gorgeous, gorgeous screen. But we've also seen a lot of creative professionals, animators, photographers, etc. They've all taken to the Razer Blade Pro, and that's why we've come up with we've bumped up the CPU for more CPU intensive tasks. We've included new applications for the Switchblade user interface module with applications for Maya, Adobe Premiere, Photoshop, and many more.
Right. Yeah, I think going back to the Apple comparison, Apple is more than just a hardware manufacturer, and obviously they make software and stuff like that as well. It sounds like Razer's kind of stepping one foot into that realm as well.
We've always believed that to design great things, it's always not just about the hardware, it's not just about the engineering, but it's also making sure that there's a great experience right out of the box. And I think Microsoft does a great job, I think, in terms of Windows. But to talk a little bit about regular PCs out there, we used to get so frustrated when we buy a new PC. You boot it up and there's all kinds of bloatware or crapware that comes with a PC. I don't know how to remove some of the antivirus that comes with it sometimes. So that was one of our philosophies, I think, from day one, that we wanted to design and build something that we wanted to use ourselves. So we don't have any of that. Now, could we have included that and made a quick buck off, preloading all kinds of crapware and bloatware on it? Probably, but that wasn't what we wanted ourselves as gamers. So, right out of the box, you don't have any of that bloatware that comes with our PCs.
Cool. All right. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Look at the new 14-inch Razer Blade. And when can we expect to see this?
Well, we are shipping, I think, pretty much this week. So pre-orders have been pretty incredible. So we are shipping this week, or at least the first couple of units will be out this week, and we'll have that out through the course of the rest of the year.
All right. Thank you, man.
Thank you.